The time is just gone 11 minutes past 8 a.m. and we kick off this morning, as you heard in the advert, the voice of Nadima talking about Afghanistan, talking about one aspect, education. And this comes now with the request or appeal that has come from the Taliban Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sher Mohammed Abbas Stanikzai, which came talking about girls and calling for the country's government to reopen schools for girls beyond the 6 year. We joined on the line this morning by a news reporter of Shamshad TV based in Afghanistan, Sial Yousofi. Sial, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and welcome.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you for having me here.
Yes, wonderful you're able to join us this morning. Now, we know a big talking point right across the entire world has been the focus on women and education, in particular in Afghanistan, and looking at the Taliban government. Now, the West and the international community has been critical of the Taliban government and talking about them with girls schooling. Now, if you could just give us an overview that the Taliban looking at girls, looking at opening secondary schools in particular, what is their position?
Um, okay, as you say that one of the senior Taliban official, Shirabaz Tanakzai, yesterday or before yesterday, he talked about girls' school in a event. Which is very important thing and vital thing that a person who is a senior Taliban official talking about women's rights and girls' school and reopening of girls' school. So there are some different overviews and point of views between Taliban as well. Some senior officials of Taliban are pro girls' education, but some of them are against the girls' education. We are not recognizing the people who are against that issue, but we are just talking about those who are not against the girls' education. Shirabaz Tanazai is one of them, and he usually when he come to event or he is talking in a media or with a media, he is always preferring and he is also focusing on girls' education. But all most of the officials of Taliban are not in the same page. They are in different point of views. Like one of the our Minister of Vice and Virtue, he just ignored the Shirabaz Sangzes talking about and girls' education, and he says that it's a mubah thing, and girls' education or every education which is science or whatever, it is mubah and it's not a first thing. So because of these things, the Taliban officials, which are senior and junior, they are not in some same page in this issue. Some of them are against, and some of them are pro-education.
Yes, but also I think when one looks at Afghanistan and after the Americans had left Afghanistan and prior to that, even with the Russians, where the country has had close on to 40 years of occupation, and also you need to create an environment that is appropriate for girls' education. It's good. I see we have lost. Okay, there we go. It's good to talk about girls' education, but we also need the environment, we need the infrastructure, we need the facilities, we need teachers. Now, with everything having been destroyed in Afghanistan, that also is a problem because, on the one hand, we can talk about girls' education, but you need schools, you need teachers, you need money, you need all of that to make sure that you can run a successful education program for girls, especially at a higher level.
Yeah, you said that it's great, it's great. But as we always asked education ministry, they always told us that everything is in our hand is ready. Teachers are ready, students are in a properly hijab, and the environment for students, where girl students are available. But they said that it's not in our hand. the seniors and the leaders of Taliban are not in pro girls' education. So it's the not the issue. We have I know that we have a problem in environment, not environment, but political environment, like political, not economic environment for schools. We have some. We have lack of teachers, but it's not a big issue because there are volunteer teachers, girls teachers, women teachers. They want to educate and they want to teach girls in every environment. They are ready, and as you said, that Minister of Education is also ready. They told us that we have proposal which is for girls school, and we sent it to the leaders of Taliban, and we are properly ready because the day they close the girls education and girls schools, we talked to a spokesperson of education ministry. They told us that we are ready. We sent our proposal. We were very ready, and we wanted to send girls to the school. But from the seniors of Taliban, from the leaders of Taliban, they told us that we are not ready and closed the girls' education and the schools. And also UNICEF. They are always pressuring that we are ready to sponsor the education parts and the teachers, and we will ready to give salary to the teachers to teach. So I think these issues are not that much problematic, and every part of the education and sections of the education, which is ministry, which is UNICEF, which is other organization, they are ready to sponsor, to support the education part. But it's not a problematic thing. I think the problematic thing is that some of the Ministry of previous Ministry of Education told us that it's a culture thing. The leader of Taliban always focusing on that. It's telling us that it's a Islamic thing, and they are making some different excuses. And the finance thing is not a problematic thing.
Well, the thing is, we're talking about a culture thing, but at the end of the day, when one looks at Afghanistan and when one looks at the suffering of the Afghan people as a result of the occupations, we find that a lot of women, a lot of children are suffering the consequences of the occupation and the destruction that obviously has been caused to Afghanistan, but also at the same time to take care of the needs of women. And this is why education is absolutely important. And this is why the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs is also saying that women must get an education. There is no Islamic prohibition. And a clear example is, women doctors, female doctors that need to cater for the needs of women. And this is what any society or every society is about. And this is what the Taliban government also needs to recognize, that women who are educated will obviously look after the welfare of other women. And being doctors is a clear example of this, Sial.
Yeah, as you told us that the occupation, the effects and the impacts of the occupation, and the impacts of war, and the effects of bad effects of war in Afghanistan. But I will tell you that it has been 1 year since the Taliban took power, and they are telling us that they're telling the media and international media that they are very everything is good in Afghanistan. The economy is getting improvement and getting improved, and they are telling us that the security is very good. The situation of people are getting better. So in 1 year period of time, and in 1 year governance, they have to focus on that issue. They have to solve the problem of education for girls. They have to solve the problem of women working in the offices and in the government and in the private sectors. Like you are talking about doctors, like our finance minister, foreign minister deputy Shirabas Namaze also talked about the doctors, which is a vital need of a society, and it's a very important need of society. So as we will talk about the effects of war, since 1 year, the Afghanistan is secure. The Afghanistan is financially in getting in a good position. The world is telling us that if you allow women to the work, if you allow girls to the school, we will support you. And the US is sending 40 million dollars every month or every after 2 or 3 weeks. So these are things which made us that to tell the Taliban that everything is good, everything is getting better. So why the situation of women in government offices, the situation of education for girls is not getting better? Is the big issue, because we have hearing a little bit a lot of different excuses, but we are not they're not telling us the correct and the proper excuse, the proper reason of not letting girls to the school.
Yes. Well, let's follow developments, because now that the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs has made the announcement, do we know what sort of reaction there is in Afghanistan, and even maybe from the Taliban on this appeal that has come through from the
So
Deputy Foreign
Taliban,
Minister?
Taliban officials, one of them, the Minister of Vice Virtue, just he ignore and deny the talks and the speaking of the point of Abbas Tanazeh. But other Taliban are not telling us anything. They are just silence. They are keep quiet on this issue, but in different social media and medias, people of Afghanistan very support and very welcomed the thing which Shirabas Sanazeh told, and in his speech. But people of Afghanistan are very supportive for this kind of speech and this kind of like Shirabas Sanagay told us, these kind of things are very supportive, and people are welcoming the talking of Shirabas Sanagay. But Taliban are very silent about this. They are very quiet, and they are keep telling us that the situation will be good. The environment, we are waiting for the good environment, and we are waiting for the good proposal and good situation for girls. So they are not telling any. The reaction of Taliban are being silenced.
Well, Sial, Jazakallah for that and for your time with us. We certainly will follow developments and see what sort of reactions come through as a result of this particular matter. But for now, we thank you for your time with us here on Salam Media this morning. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Wa alaikum salam.
Sial Yousofi joining us out of Afghanistan this morning, and he is a news reporter at Shamshad TV based in Afghanistan. We're going to go for a break. We come back, and yes, wonderful news. The reversion of Islam by Golden Miles of Budu yesterday in the company of Sheikh Siraj Wahaj.